everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alyssa Dazet, the six-figure acupuncturist. Today we are diving into a pressing issue that's been making waves in our community, and that is the closure of acupuncture schools across the United States. Most recently, Emperor's College in Los Angeles announced that they're going to be closing their doors at the end of this month after 42 years of service. This announcement really left a lot of us shocked and concerned about the future of our profession. What's really going on? Why are these schools shutting down, especially during a time where our industry is growing exponentially? Something is not adding up, and what does this mean for the future of our profession? Let's explore. Over the past decade, we've seen a troubling trend: the closure of acupuncture schools. There have been at least 12 to 15 schools that have shut their doors in the last decade, including extremely reputable schools like AOMA and Oregon College of Oriental Medicine. This isn't a fluke. This is a pattern. And with Emperor's most recent announcement, it really made me start to wonder what is going on. Now, Emperor's College hasn't released publicly any specific details as to why they're closing. But here's what we do know, and what the acupuncture community is speculating are the reasons. First and foremost, financial struggles. But we're not even talking about financial struggles of the school. We're talking about financial struggles of the graduates. Graduates leave school with an approximate student loan debt of $100,000, and 5 years post-grad are making a median income of $25,000. Oof. That is a brutal debt-to-income ratio. Next, we know that there has absolutely been declining enrollment, especially since COVID. This really started to hurt some schools. These two issues, with financial struggles of the graduates and declining enrollment, isn't specific to Emperor's. A lot of these schools are facing these issues right now, or they've already faced them and they've shut their doors. Now, specific to Emperor's College, we did find that there has been some signs of administrative mismanagement. In 2023, Emperor's College was cited by the California Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education for failing to submit their 2021 annual report. That might seem like a small thing, but in reality, that's a red flag for much deeper organizational issues. And this was starting to show up in 2021. An annual report is a required document that outlines a school's financial health and organizational transparency. Not filing it, that's not just an oversight, that's a sign of poor business management. And honestly, as someone who's coached thousands of acupuncturists around the globe with their businesses, this isn't really the biggest surprise for me. Because when acupuncture businesses or acupuncture schools are run by people that deeply love the medicine but don't really understand business, we see these exact problems come up: poor management, lack of adaptability, and eventually collapse. And these factors are contributing to an unsustainable model for many of our acupuncture institutions. Here's the thing: acupuncture schools have not adapted, particularly with enrollment innovations, online strategies, and business support for their students post-grad. The paradox is, while our acupuncture schools are closing, the demand for acupuncture services is on the rise. If you do any research online, you will find data and statistics on the growth of the acupuncture market globally. There's an expected surge in the market value of acupuncture to be in the hundreds of billions of dollars over the next decade. There is an undeniable increasing demand for holistic health and wellness solutions. There is a growing preference for non-pharmaceutical and non-invasive therapies. Acupuncture is increasingly being integrated into health practices and hospitals. It's really exciting. So how are we in an industry that is exponentially growing, but our institutions are folding? What is this disconnect? Let's get to the root of this. One of the biggest reasons that acupuncture schools and their graduates are struggling is this: they have not integrated comprehensive business training into the curriculum, nor prioritized student success beyond graduation. According to the NCCOM 2024 Job Analysis Survey, only 31% of acupuncturists are working full-time. And that number is declining. Around 63% are working part-time, they're juggling other jobs, burnout, and they're just trying to make ends meet. Around 22% of practitioners are making $25,000 a year or less, and around 17% of practitioners are making between $25,000 and $50,000 a year. That's around 40% of our acupuncturists earning $50K or less a year. Highly sought after medical doctors earning $50,000 or less. Let me give it to you straight. That is awful. Most grads have no clear pathway to success. They leave school with incredible healing tools, but no understanding of how to create a sustainable practice. It is not enough to be a great practitioner. You also have to know how to communicate, how to attract patients, how to run a practice that will actually pay your bills. This is why I created Six Figure Acupuncturist, to fill that gap that is really hurting our profession. And now it's hurting our schools. If you run an acupuncture school, this is my message to you. It is time to evolve. If your students are graduating confused, underpaid, unprepared, then you are not doing your job. And I know this is a huge thing to ask of schools, but you don't have to figure this out yourself. I consult with schools and programs in order to integrate real-world business advice into your curriculum, so your students succeed, and then your enrollment goes up, and then our profession becomes stronger. If your graduates are struggling, then that reputation precedes you. But if your graduates are thriving in their businesses after they graduate, then you become the gold standard. We need to fix this post-grad cliff drop-off. Now, back to schools closing. Here is an alternative viewpoint of what's going on. Maybe it's not such a bad thing that some of our schools are closing. Maybe we need to consolidate. Maybe we need to unify programs. Maybe we even need to transition to publicly funded schools. That will reduce student debt. It will increase access, it will provide consistent curriculum, it will raise the standard of our education, and it will create stronger integration with the mainstream healthcare systems. Public acupuncture education could be the future of what we're up to, and if we want our profession to continue to thrive, then we have to think bigger than anything that we've already been doing. So with all of that being said, should someone even still go to acupuncture school? The answer is absolutely yes. The demand for acupuncture and Eastern medicine is growing steadily. Acupuncture is at a public acceptance all-time high. Slowly but surely, Eastern medicine is really becoming mainstream. But, and this is critical, prospective students must approach their education strategically. Research schools thoroughly before choosing which institution to attend. Plan financially so you understand the cost during school and after school, so you do everything that you can to minimize your debt. And have a plan of action for what's going to happen after you graduate. Don't wait until you have a license to start planning how to build a successful business. I always encourage students to join Six Figure Acupuncturist when they're in the last and second half of their school. Start to learn the systems, the scripts, the success mindsets, so that when you get out of school, you can literally skip the struggle stage completely and go straight to success. With the right preparation and support, a career in acupuncture can be both fulfilling and incredibly financially rewarding as well. The closure of acupuncture schools is a big wake-up call for our profession. It's a signal that we must adapt and we must evolve so that we can continue to meet the demands of a growing industry. By addressing the core issues in our educational system and supporting our new practitioners, we can ensure the longevity and growth of acupuncture as a respected and integral part of mainstream healthcare. If you're a school that wants help creating systems to support your students beyond graduation, my inbox is open. Please reach out. And if you're a practitioner struggling in your practice, really needing support, watch my free master's class at the link below, and let's get you started to understanding what you need to build a successful practice, to get you out of struggling and connected to these millions of patients all over the world that are seeking your services. Now, I want you to tell me in the comments below, what do you think about all of this? What is going on with our schools? What do we need to do to fix this? Are we at risk of losing control of our profession as more and more schools go out of business? What are your thoughts on the future of the acupuncture profession? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video to help our profession prosper. Until next time, I love you and keep healing the world.